Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be doing a 2020 Senate election prediction with 22 days to go in the general election until November 3rd. This is now a Senate update. I haven't done this in a while. I've mostly just been focusing on the general election, which I've been updating every week. But I'm excited to get back to the Senate. So, the vice president, since I have Donald Trump winning in my latest presidential prediction, will be controlled by the Republicans if this ever works. Okay, maybe we have to finish the thing first. Okay. So anyway, let's get straight onto safe Democrat states. So, safe Democrat states are Oregon, Illinois. I'm not going to characterize Virginia yet because I do think that would be a little bit tighter than some of these other strong and completely safe Democrat states. Also, Delaware, Massachusetts and Rhode Island, New Jersey, not completely safe for the Democrats, though. So that gives them 40 senators already. Now, 4 safe Republican seats: Idaho, Wyoming, South Dakota, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana, and Alaska, and West Virginia. So, safe Republican seats, obviously, also Tennessee. Pretty much tied with Democrats, 40-40. And let's get on. So, Mitch McConnell's seat is not actually safe at the moment, given his unpopularity in the state and his very low approval rating. Doesn't mean he'll lose. It just means that not completely safe, when you would think that Kentucky would be a completely safe Republican state. So let's go to likely Democrat seats. That'll be New Jersey and Virginia, both likely. And you could also characterize New Hampshire's seat as a likely seat. We'll wait and see what happens there, but I do think it'll be likely when it all comes down to it. The person is polling very well. I'm not sure their exact name. Can find it in a second, though. It's like Shaheen. She is polling. She's up 15 points. That's likely margins. And I think New Hampshire will go to the Democrats. So 43 likely Republican states: Kentucky, Alabama, Mississippi, all likely Republicans. And Kansas would be likely. And I think that's it regarding all likely Republican states. So we'll go to the lean Democrats. So Republicans do have a slight edge out with likely and solid, but obviously not the whole Senate map as well. Lean Democrat states are New Mexico. I'll come back to Colorado and Arizona, but I'd like to go over here first. Minnesota is also a lean Democrat state. And I'm going to come back and forth with the lean states. So don't think I'm done with the Democrats, but right now it's 45. Lean Republican, going to be all of Georgia's and South Carolina's. Lindsey Graham's seat is pretty competitive at the moment. I think it's going to spread out. I think Lindsey Graham will end up winning the seat, retaining it still by a lean margin. However, with South Carolina being of a lean margins, it's not looking particularly good for Republicans in South Carolina, which is a bit surprising given the fact that they do have a large majority in the state, based off of obviously elections from results in previous elections, even 2018. So let's go back to some lean states. I think that Colorado is a lean state. Cory Gardner, obviously, in a very tough spot right now. We'll see how he votes with the new Supreme Court justice. He did say he would vote yes. That might hurt his chances in Colorado. However, they do have a good competitor with the Democrats of John Hickenlooper. I see him winning that state. So I really think Republicans have given up much in Colorado. It doesn't mean Cory Gardner will definitely lose, but I do think the Democrats will take it. So also some lean Republican states are Montana. This is a state that has actually spread out very quickly in the polls. If I remember his name correctly, it is, it is Daines or something. He is up. There was a recent poll in Montana, actually, where he was up by 9 points. Now, I don't think he'll win by that much, by Emerson. But I do think he'll win by a lean margin, maybe 3 or 4 points in the end. They do have a good competitor with, obviously, the former governor of Montana, Steve Bullock, but I don't think he will win. I think it'll be a similar situation to Marsha Blackburn, Phil Bredesen from 2018 in Tennessee. Okay, so also, lean would be Arizona and Martha McSally, I don't see her winning. She didn't win in 2018. I understand it's not a Democratic, or it's not supposed to be a Democratic wave year, but they do have a good person they nominated in John Kelly, obviously being the former governor. He's very popular in that state. Martha McSally, obviously less popular. She could turn the seat around, but she didn't win in 18. They do have a good competitor in John Kelly, so I see Arizona going blue. Now, also going back to lean, because there's a lot of lean seats. Texas is lean Republican John Cornyn, obviously somewhat pretty popular in Texas. He's been polling pretty well recently. His spread on OCP is 7.6%. So I think he'll win by a pretty good margin. Maybe even likely, but I'll keep it in the lean margin for now. Not with Trump, though, but Trump still has actually spread out like I did predict. But we're in the Senate elections right now. So finally, we're going to move to tilt and, tilt blue, tilt red. So we have 4 major seats of Iowa, Michigan, North Carolina, and Maine. 3 of these seats are held by Republicans and 1 are held by Democrats. And the most surprising one is Michigan, which has narrowed up a lot since just in the last few weeks. John James obviously giving Gary Peters a run for his money in Michigan. This was not the same scenario which happened in 2018 when John James ran against, I'm pretty sure, Debbie Stabenow. She did win by around 8 points, I think. But the election in Michigan has narrowed up a lot with the spread, I'm pretty sure. I can check it. I think so. Here we go. Sorry. The spread is Peters up 4.8. Recent poll has him up 3. There are a few polls that have him up 10 and 8. I do see them as outliers, which are affecting the spread, but it has narrowed up a lot. John James giving him a run for his money. I do think it'll tilt blue at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if John James did take the seat. He is pretty popular in Michigan, but I do see Gary Peters still winning this election in Michigan. With Iowa, I see Joni Ernst taking the seat. She won by around 8.3 points in, I guess, 2014. I see Trump winning Iowa. He'll win Iowa by a large margin, like he did in 2016. Probably a lean margin, maybe 5 or 6 points. He'll help her out, and she'll win the state. Not by a large margin, but she will tilt it. It could be a lean, but I do see it as tilt at the moment, giving polling data and other material. So we have the final 2 seats. Tom Tillis and Cal Cunningham, and Susan Collins and, Susan Collins and her competitor, Sarah Gideon. I always forget that person's name. So, right now, I see North Carolina, which is Tom Tillis' seat. He is a very strong Trump supporter. However, with the new scandal, Cal Cunningham, I do think that Tom Tillis could take North Carolina, or I guess retain North Carolina, giving the Republicans a still majority in the Senate. The House race is completely different, so it won't be a trifecta. I do see the Democrats keeping the House. But then for Maine, I do see Susan Collins losing her seat to Sarah Gideon, not polling well. I do think, especially with her decisions with Kavanaugh and with Gorsuch and with impeachment, I don't think, or acquittal, whatever you want to call it, I don't think that ran well for her with Maine. She is a good politician. I wouldn't be surprised if she could edge the state out in the end, but I do see her just winning by a tilt, the Democrat winning by a tilt margin at the moment. So, final prediction is 51, and the vice president's not going to work. I'm sorry. 51 to 49. I'll move all the states so you can see the Senate map. Here we go. For those of you who don't know why not all the states are being filled out, it's because only 1/3 of the Senate is up for re-election every 2 years. So, 51 to 49. That is my prediction right now for Republicans and Democrats. Yep, not going to work out for me. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the video so much. Please make sure to subscribe. I really appreciate it. I really love making these videos. And if you disagree, please feel free to explain why in the comments, and I'll do my best to get to you and offer my opinion. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and have a nice day.